Hello, team. This is TJ, and on the road, as always, right? Just in the car driving, baby. Heading my way to Health and Freedom tonight. It's Thursday, and the napkin presentation is 6. So I'm just rolling in that direction right now, and I had some thoughts run through my head about a topic that is something that is really a topic that I care a lot about as it relates to this business, and it has to do with this idea of pinworking versus networking. Networking versus pinworking, right? Okay. Let's talk a little bit about this thing called pinworking. What is that about? Well, you know, there are a lot of people in this industry that get involved in this business, and their focus, okay, is to rank advance or to earn pins. You know, and in our business, I mean, everything up to gold director in our business is pretty much something that you have to hit one time, and is based on volume, okay? And because there's so many different ways that people can get involved in the business, right? Volume can be, you know, pretty much achieved very quickly. So, you know, by signing up the big packages, you know, you can essentially get to, you know, silver director, let's say, just by sponsoring a handful of people on your left and a handful of people on your right, okay? And that'll get you to silver director. Unfortunately, what happens next week is you're back to zero, you know, and you have to start up, you know, you have to start over and continue to do what you just did the last week, right? And pinworking is a very difficult proposition because you move up in the ranks quickly, but you're front-loading your business. And while you do make more money that way in the near term, I think what it does for you psychologically, I think, could actually be a detriment. Because I know for a fact there are silver directors in the business that are not making, you know, the kind of money that some of the lower-ranking people make, simply because they don't have solid long-term businesses based on autoships, right? Based on continuous repeat business. And because of that, I've seen silver directors walk away from this business and quit, okay? That's not a good thing, okay? Now, here's the other reason why I wanted to kind of talk about this, because I think it's important to recognize, you know, that there is an important aspect of pins, but the important aspect is from a perception standpoint, not so much as from a substance standpoint. And so you got to be real careful with focusing on the pins. Here's another thing that I think is really important to keep in mind about the pins. Is that, you know, you got to ask yourself this question: why did I get involved in this business? Did I get involved in this business because I wanted to become a silver director, or did I get involved in this business because I wanted to make a solid $1,000 a week every week? You know, there is a difference between the two. You know, I don't want a pin necessarily, although the pin is a recognition of what I've accomplished. I don't necessarily want to build this business for the pin, but I want to build a business for the income. Okay? And that's where networking comes into play, right? Pinworking focuses on the pin and achieving the rank advancements. Networking focuses on building a solid network of people based on repeat business and autoship, which means that from week to week, month to month, your business is steadily growing, and your checks are steadily growing. And the pins will come as a consequence or as a reward for you building a solid business, okay? So pinworking, while it is something that from a perception standpoint has its value, but I think networking from the perspective of building a solid long-term repeat business is the way to go, so that you can put money in your paycheck. Because in the end, you know, how many of you got involved in this business for the pen, and how many of you got involved in this business for the paychecks? I got involved for the money. You know, I care less about the pen personally. So if I can make the money, I'm good. And so I want to encourage you guys to focus on building a long-term business, and focus on autoship, and focus on building a close-knit group of people, man, that's going to work together to, you know, to grow faster and bigger, and focus on your paychecks and getting your paychecks bigger from week to week to week, okay? This is TJ for the On Your Life Network.